Hello everybody and welcome back to Celeste. In the last episode we took on Chapter 4, the Golden Ridge. Of course we got everything. And in this episode we will be taking on Chapter 5, the Mirror Temple, which is personally one of my favorite chapters. It's just really cool. Most climbing mishaps occur due to exhaustions. Remember to take regular breaks. That's a good way to tie it in, I guess. Wouldn't really think of it on my own. Oh man, look at this place. Feeling adventurous? I don't know. It looks pretty dark in there. More like a nightmare than an adventure. I'll just take a quick peek. Snap a few photos. This place must be ancient. Theo, wait. My Instapics followers are gonna eat this up. I'm not sure that's a good idea. There's no way this ends well. We'll see about that, but before we move onwards, this game's tricky. You can actually head backwards here. Not sure if there's anything up here. I don't think there is. Yeah, there isn't anything up there. However, if you go down here, which how you would figure this out on your own, I don't know, but strawberry. That's the first strawberry of the stage. It's pretty crazy, and that's kind of setting the tone for the rest of the stage. This stage has 31 strawberries, so if I miss a few, don't blame me. We're definitely probably going to have to go through this area again just to pick up all the strawberries we don't have. But one of the reasons I do like this stage the most is because of the music and the atmosphere, not necessarily for the gameplay. What's this? Uh-oh. This is Theo's phone. Don't panic, Madeline. Maybe it just fell out of his pocket. I'll give it back to him when we find him. I said we as if she was a Let's Player as well. As you can probably tell already, this area is going to be super open. You're going to see very many rooms that have like 6 or 7 exits out of it. Not uncommon for the stage, so I am a little worried as to whether I'll be able to find everything, but we'll do our best. There is another strawberry right up here. There's a lot of, like, if you go through this stage without hunting down all the strawberries, you could probably get through it in half the time that we're going to be getting through it today. So just a heads up, if you're not going for 100% completion, this is probably where you're gonna stop. Getting all the strawberries that are just convenient. Also, I jumped straight into the spikes there. No deathless run here. Not too much of a worry though. It's not the hardest of levels, to be honest. But it is just labyrinthian. I don't know how many times I'm gonna say that, but I do love the level though. It is very beautiful. But like, all these rooms down here, you probably won't see them in a normal run through. If you just happen to take the right path, like, you won't see any of these spots. This is all for just strawberries. And this is, once again, I said it last time, but I'm pretty sure I'm right this time. We might have to split this one up into 2 parts because it's probably going to take a very long time for us to properly get through this stage, especially with all the strawberries. Almost missed that right there. And boom. And most of the challenge of this stage will be coming from getting the strawberries. I don't know why I didn't see that. Also, once again, I want to point out one of the new gimmicks. Those red bubbles basically act like the green bubbles that we saw earlier, except they'll keep going in a direction until they crash or if you dash out of them. So most likely it's going to want you to dash out of them whenever the time calls for it. Riding them to the end usually isn't the right choice, though it does bring up an okay, that's throwing me over to the side. It does throw in an interesting mechanic where usually just riding these bubbles into like walls can result in there being a secret in that spot. It really, like, okay, I'm gonna have to dash out of that because if you just don't press a button after you come out of that, it does kill you. Okay, we're almost to 100 strawberries, by the way. We are well over halfway through. I want to say this stage actually has the most strawberries in the entire game. I'm not sure about that though, so don't quote me. Alright, and it's like we have like side areas branching off into bigger side areas. It just keeps going. So it's a little bit of a maze, a bit discombobulating if you're not paying too much attention. There is also a strawberry over here in the wall. Like, this, I actually did go back and practice this stage. This is an area you actually have to get through, by the way. So we're finally back on to something that's actually required here. Now, I did go back and practice the stage, as I was saying earlier, because it's just too much if I don't, to be honest. Jump to the other side. There we go. Got that strawberry, and that does put us over 100, although we were kind of over 100 before. So, like, yeah, you see this? Bubbles will carry on through screen transitions, so you might want to be careful of that because there can be quite a few secrets hidden behind that. I'm not exactly sure what that did. I think that opened up the path to the key. Maybe? I think it did. Anyway, once again, ride a bubble through a screen. You see that? Like, a lot of the times it'll just be point a bubble at a wall and you'll get a strawberry out of it. It happens so much, especially in the B-sides and C-sides. It's not really uncommon. I think I want to ride this one like this way. Yeah. Okay, let's just do that. And, oh, that's a shame. Oh, that's really a shame. A lot of these rooms can get a bit longer as well. Not close to what you can possibly see in this game because, oh, do some rooms get long. There's one room in particular in the C-sides that I'm thinking of, and ooh, not excited for that, but so far we're not having too much trouble. I keep pausing, by the way, because I'm expecting to see that little strawberry meter on the bottom to, like, tell me how many strawberries I have, and it's not there, so I need to remember I'm not actually, like, practicing right now. I'm actually playing the game where it doesn't give you the strawberry meter. Alright, so now I believe we've gotten all the strawberries in this section so we can move forward. Though me saying that, we've probably still missed a section. Also, another thing that can be very discomforting in this stage is the majority of it is very dark. Theo, there you are. Madeline, hey. Why are you inside a mirror? I'm pretty sure you're the one in the mirror. What happened? Well, I was taking a nonchalant mirror selfie. You know, it's your boy Theo in this ancient temple, no big deal. Hashtag blessed. Next thing I know, I wake up lying on the ground. What does it look like over there? How can I find you? It's really dark and weird. Wait, something's coming. I'm feeling a strong inclination to run away. Be careful, okay? That's scary. Who knows what's going on there. Anyway, as you can see, we're in the next section of this huge mirror temple. Like I said, it also, like, provides some of the best, I think at least, some of the best story and character development in the game. So I'm really excited to get to the end of this to show you kind of what goes on then. I think that's all we need at that point. This is a really weird room. There's a lot of openings. You can see this eye monster on the wall. A little creepy. Also, speaking of Theo, that is something I want to point out, or talk about at least. You remember in the first episode, in chapter 1, he basically said he had a Instapix, and he was talking about his Instapix followers in this. Obviously, it's a reference to Instagram, and if you look up his name on Instagram, it is actually there. So these pictures that you've been seeing in my end slates have actually all been quotes and pictures from his Instagram that I wanted to incorporate into the end, just because they're really cool bits of lore. They also cover part of his adventure before the game takes place, him coming up to Celeste Mountain, events leading up to it, and a lot of cool things like that. So it's pretty interesting going through it. I definitely recommend it if you're a fan of the game, because it's something that can be easily missed. I'm not sure if you're actually supposed to get this strawberry in another way, because there are these gates here, but that's the way I'm getting it, so whatever. If there is another way, then I don't think I've ever done it. Once again, just literally we're just going through all these areas to get all these strawberries, otherwise you can just careen past this huge area if you so want to. And that'll be another one. All these mirrors are really starting to freak me out a bit. There's also a cool bit of info with the music a little later that I want to bring up once it's relevant. And if we look at the bottom here, there's a room down here. The crystal heart actually in this level, as much as you'd think it'd be one of the hardest because it's such a huge and labyrinthian level, it's actually one of the easiest to find, in my opinion. I did not have a problem finding it. And that might be because they base it on the fact, like, the heart in the stage is kind of just an extension of the maze. So they made it a bit more of a longer puzzle for you to figure out. Is that it here? I feel unsure. I'm not sure if we've gotten all of the strawberries here, but I'll go ahead and move on. I keep pausing it once again to check, but it's not there. Gotta promise myself it won't be there every time I check. Alright, get it to dash over there. Barely grabbed onto it. Nothing up there. Let's move on. In that case, okay. So another section where we can't go back, I believe. There's, yeah, a little section over here for a strawberry. I think you can it's actually possible to work this room backwards. I've seen someone do it. So, like, if you, like, yeah, do something like that, it's pretty cool to watch, honestly. It's just something different. Actually, I just did it perfectly on my first try. That's neat. Also, huge statue of an eyeball monster. No big deal. Hashtag blessed. Is that something? That's not a secret. This stage really lays it on thick with the secrets, to be honest. I could have done with a couple dozen less strawberries. Would have gotten out of it just fine, just happy. Also, if I could grab the strawberry, that'd be absolutely amazing. I think this is about, oh my goodness, as bad as it gets for, like, having just all these extra rooms for strawberries. I do personally prefer them when they're, like, you can see them from the main path. It's just a bit of an extra challenge to get to them. Speaking of which, everything down here, once again, is very optional. So let's explore down here, try to find what we can. Also, these, I guess I should have mentioned it, these platforms that, like, boost you out, they're also a new mechanic here. I'm pretty sure, at least. I don't think we've seen those before. Okay, you know what? It's because they're very similar to the obstacle in the Chapter 1, the traffic light blocks that will, like, shoot you when you're on them. They're very similar to that, but they're not quite the same thing. That's what's making me think we've seen them before when we actually haven't. That is closed. We need to come through this room from higher up, because as you can see, it's a pretty tall room, so we need to figure out another way into this, and I'm pretty sure, once again, with just taking these orbs and just, like, shooting off in a random direction, usually gets you somewhere, so it'd be worth checking all those directions out. And is there anything up here? No. That should have opened down the door down here. We have yet another room. Once again, I want to preface this. You don't have to do any of these rooms if you don't want to, because these are all optional. I guess, you know, it really does just play into the fact that this game lets you play it however you want. If you don't want to go through all these rooms, don't. They're just strawberries, and I believe we're going for the tape, the B-side tape down here currently. So if you don't want to do all that, you don't have to. You can just take the simplest path and be on your way. This is another one of these strawberry sections, 2 in quick succession. Okay, I'm surprised I made that jump. And then shoot us over here. There we go. That one's not too difficult. So I'll take that for sure. Here's a strawberry, but if you have a keen eye, you can see it doesn't end there, I believe. Yes. This is the cassette tape area. Oh, I wanted to time that with hitting the blue thing. Perfect. If you are currently over one of these platforms when it's about to switch, I'm not sure how exactly I can show that off. Also, I messed that up. Here, I'll do it anyway. I'm not sure how to do it. Well, okay, I'll explain it a little better then. Basically, if you're standing in front of a blue square when it's about to pop out, it'll just delay the popping out. so you won't actually, like, it won't knock you out immediately or anything like that, like it would in probably most Mario games that have this exact same gimmick. Also, do you hear that music? Best song in the game. Best song in the game, easily. Like, it's not even close. I guess it's kind of close. This game has a lot of good songs, but ooh, is that a good one. The B-side of this game, of this chapter, is just absolute banging. Alright, I think that's about it that we have down here, so we can move on with our business up top. Finally, I believe we want to grab one of these balls, go right here. Not sure what is actually the way forward. There's a key up there. Basically, if you see a key, you usually need it. Although this stage does have an example of one key you do not absolutely need to beat the level. But it creates a situation where you can choose 2 of 3 keys, but if you get all 3 of the keys, you get a strawberry. Which, once again, is just kind of opening up the philosophy of play the game how you want. Have fun with it. Choose your path. Stuff like that, which is all so good for a game. Did I see a secret up there? I'm going to screen transition just to see. No, there's nothing up there. Okay, just had to make sure. I just wanted to do the screen transition to make sure there wasn't anything there. Doesn't look like there's any reason for these, although these eyeball monsters are really starting to freak me out with them being all over the place, especially that big boy. Luckily, you don't have to worry, that's nothing you actually see in the game, and I believe we're moving on to the next section of the stage here. However, you notice we have this key. What you want to do is not go down the normal path here. If you head down there, use your key on that door, you cannot get the blue heart, so you actually want to die. That's what you want to do. Take that bubble back, and you saw there's a secret path right there. Take that bubble upwards, and you'll be able to take an alternate path here to get to basically a key spot later on. But once again, that also means that this key is not technically required. You can get through the stage without collecting this key, or you could just jump into a pit. That's fine too. I get so overzealous sometimes, like I literally fast-falled into that pit. Took the highway to heaven, as it were. That's not the song, it's highway to... I get it. I got my mistake there. But if you go through that path, you'll notice there's a secret down here, and this key unlocks this door down here if you still have the key. If you don't, if you used it on that earlier spot, you will be out of luck. I just missed the platform, that's fine. So we do have a bit of a gauntlet through here, a huge room with not really much in it. And it shouldn't be too difficult to get here. Really the hard part is finding this room in the first place. Though, like I did say, it is one of the easier crystal hearts. So there you go. Our 5th one, Quiet and Falling. I'm not really sure what that name has to do with the stage. A lot of the other names of the crystal hearts have a lot to do with like the theme of the stage itself. I guess Quiet and Falling could be referring to the fact that we're about to deal with some of our deepest, darkest nightmares here. If you couldn't really tell by the eyeball statues everywhere. Although this is based a bit more on Theo. There's a theory about this area, and I'll go into it a little later as we move on, because there is a bit of dialogue about it. Okay, y'all ready for things to get real? Light up that fire. Light up this one. Looks a lot like a scene from DuckTales, but I guarantee you it is very much not. A little bit creepy, just a tiny bit. And we find ourselves taking control of a monster. These monsters are interesting, and this is a cool way to show off how the monsters work. If we press our dash button, we still have our dash. We can use it to destroy these little meat walls, but we cannot go through these transparent paths here. And it's basically showing us what we can and can't do as this monster, which in turn will teach us how to deal with these monsters when we see them later on. I wonder if that actually counts as a death. Just curious. So as you can see, it appears we've entered the mirror world, probably where that part of us has been chilling this whole time. Or maybe not. Although, speaking of which, look who we found. Hey, where are we? What did you do to Theo? You think I'm doing this? That's cute. Sweetheart, this is exactly what I warned you about. Don't try to make this my fault. You still don't get it? The mountain gave me this body, but I'm not the only creepy thing living in this messed up head of yours. Don't like what you see? What a surprise. Shut up. I tried to stop you. Look into the mirror. All of this is yours. This temple only magnifies the mountain's power. You're in control here, not me. Huh, all of this. Then I wonder what the eyes have to do with Madeline. I don't believe you. If you're part of me, why do you want to hurt me? Poor Madeline, always the victim. All I do is babysit you, and you hate me for it. You're unraveling and you know it. If you care so much about protecting me, why didn't you just explain what was going on? Like you would have listened? You never gave me a chance. She might have a point. Please, just help me get out of here. Now you want me to save you? Why are you doing this? Just be on my side here. Please. Stop trying to make me feel like a monster. You really want to know why I won't help? Because you deserve this. Still think you can climb this mountain? Shut up! Alright, well, I guess we took a stand. I don't need your help. I'll do this alone. Alright, and with that, we're left to our own devices here. This is the second half of the stage, basically. It's really interesting for sure. And it will introduce a couple of new mechanics to us as we go through here, though most of it will be pretty similar to what we've seen thus far, so you don't need to worry about that. However, we will be dealing with these monsters. They will dash at you whenever they have you on your sight. They work pretty similar to Mr. Oshiro, where you can jump on their head to knock them out for a few seconds and get your dash back if you want it. There's also another part of them. Well, like we saw earlier, they can knock out those meat walls, and that is how you get that strawberry. I believe that's the only strawberry in this section, lucky us. It's not like this section needed any more. But as you can see there, he can actually activate the keys. You'll need to know this if you want to get all the strawberries. And I think it might actually be a required mechanic at one point. I'm not sure, though. But that's just something to keep in mind as we make our way through this weird mirror area. There will be some times when there are keys and strawberries hidden behind these meat walls as well, which I really don't know what that is. It looks just like flesh or something. And as we did see before, they cannot cross these transparent paths, so they are a safe haven of sorts. But more often than not, they're just kind of a barrier for these dudes. I almost called them dudes out of habit. I guess you really wouldn't want to call a monster like these dudes. Also, if they dash upwards into you, you can still bounce on them. So you can use that to your advantage. They are pretty dang predictable. Like, look at that. They're much easier to knock out than... Alright. They're a lot easier to knock out than it looks like. Simply because they'll dash straight into you. And straight into danger. And, they also have a smaller hitbox than Mr. Oshiro as well. So they're not quite as challenging as him. You can use them to, like, knock some of these obstacles out of the way, but, of course, it's not required. And with that, we've already went to our next section here. This is all in my head. Why is it so hostile? Those things are hunting me. I'm a trespasser in my own world. There might be a reason for that. Theo's trapped somewhere in here because of me. If I give in fully, maybe the temple will let him go. I'm not sure that's the way through this. Breathe. This is all coming from inside me. Get up, Madeline. Think of the feather. You can save Theo. That reminds me. That feather technique, I'm not sure if it's an actual technique you can use. I'm assuming the devs did their research, and it probably is a well-known technique. Of course, I'm lucky enough to recently not have had a panic attack anytime after playing this game, so I never have had the knowledge of trying to do it when I had one of those panic attacks, but, you know, it might be useful. So just keep it in mind, although of course everyone's different, and even if it does work for some people, that doesn't mean it's a cure-all for panic attacks, so I'd still be careful with it. Alright, let's take a breather here, make it a little easier for us. So there are going to be a ton of more strawberries for us to collect in this area, and once again it is dark, it is huge and labyrinthian, so it's going to be a struggle. This is the area where we will have to find 3 keys, so you're going to want to make sure that you don't blow the wrong keys. I'm not sure if you can do that, but just as a heads up, I'd be careful about it. You can never be too careful. But it really is just for 1 strawberry, so I guess it's not too important if you don't care about that kind of thing. Go up here, and it really, like, these rooms are humongous and really complicated for such things as this. I believe this is to get our first key. Yep, right here. So we'll grab that. There is a strawberry up there, so we'll need to figure out how to get that real quick. I believe we can just climb up this wall and it'll be away. Yeah. A lot of these rooms, like, oh, also, these tentacles pretty much act as spikes. You can't touch them. They're a no-no. Be careful. And they will put them on the moving platforms, so you kind of have to time your dashes with those platforms to try and avoid them, but then there's other times when you want to get on the platform. So it can be quite tricky as a mechanic, so I'd be careful if I were you. I'm pretty sure I can get up here. I'm not sure if it has anything. This is a huge room. There's no way I'm really ever going to remember everything about this, so okay, well, there goes the first key, though it's not a problem, so we should still be able to get everything I need to get. We're gonna hop up here, because this is a path, I believe, for another one of the keys. You want to lure this boy right up here. Come on up. Juicy morsel for you, right here. Break on that wall, and he can't get through. Alright, this room's, if I remember, pretty long and elaborate, and we made it through. So there's our second key. There is one more key for us to collect. Obviously, we will be going for that. That strawberry is out of reach. I believe we can just go over here to get it. There's a bunch of strawberries over here. I believe there's literally, yeah, there's a hole there. No way you'd find it. No way you'd find it unless you were specifically looking for a secret right there, because it is completely out of view because of the darkness, and he just came up behind me and destroyed me. You're gonna get bonked for that. Also, I want to mention, be careful about that wave they make whenever they respawn, because it can blow you away and knock you into some spikes. It won't kill you. Also, you can literally, like, touch these dudes without getting hurt. I want to show it. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he dashed into me. For some reason, I do remember being able to, like, touch them without getting hurt, though. Not sure why. Alright, so obviously this is going to be for another strawberry. I guess it's not really obvious, but grabbing another one there. I think we've been collecting most of them, which, honestly, if we get all of the strawberries in one run, I will be so proud of myself, because that is not an easy feat in this stage for sure. This might be one of the hardest stages for it, in fact. Harder even than some of the later stages. Okay, we can drop through a hole here. I believe this is going to be either for a couple more strawberries or for the next key. I want to say this is for the next key. Oh, so be careful there. The screen does slow down a little bit when they get close to you, just to give you a chance to move out of the way. And they can still snipe you while you're in the bubbles, so be careful. I'm not sure why I said bubbles like that. I'll make sure not to do that ever again. So we can shoot straight over this way, come down, and I think this is going to just be a very long path into the next key. There's nothing there. Kind of just trapped in myself. That's fine. Okay, Huh, not much to that room. I feel like, nope. Also, we can't go back down. I didn't even see that floor there through the transparent wall. You actually need to jump on that guy to get that key. I'm sure you could get it if you tried long enough, but also that's the... So it's not required that you lure him into that, but since this key is optional, but you do need to do it if you want to get all the strawberries. All right, and I believe with that, we have another key, and I just knocked myself out. Didn't even take away our key though. Okay, so you have a couple of uses for the keys. Now that you have all 3 keys, I'm going to go another path that y'all may have been wondering why I wasn't going down. When I watched a guide for the strawberries, because I didn't remember where 100% of them are, it told me to not go this path until I had all 3 keys. So if you're wondering, that's why. I'm not sure if there's any merit to that, but just giving you the warning just in case. Theo, thank God I found you. Madeline, wow, am I so happy to see you. Are you alright? Yeah, I'm fine. I've just been stuck in this crystal thing for ages. Do you get the feeling that this place knows you better than you know yourself? Yeah. I'm so embarrassed that you have to see this side of me. I tried to stop you. I hope that selfie was worth it. Selfies are always worth it, dude. Ugh. Such a positive attitude. And he's right. I shouldn't be mad. This isn't your fault. I'm glad you're safe, but you're trapped because of me. And now this temple is showing you what I'm really like. I'm horrible. Hey, we're in this together. Don't act like this is all on you. Yeah. What do you mean? You didn't trap me in this crystal. Sure, those monsters are coming from you, but the temple is shaping itself around me too. I can feel it. These eyes are staring at me. This crystal is coming from me, I know it. I hate to ask, but I really need your help right now. Okay, I've got your back. I'll bust you out of that thing, then we'll escape together, just as soon as I find my way around to you. Madeline, you're my only hope right now. I believe in you, for real. I hope that's not a mistake. Yeah, so, also, do we have more dialogue? If the temple is showing me who I really am, then I deserve this, don't I? Alex, you have to stop being so hard on yourself. Alex. Who's Alex? Sorry, I meant Madeline. But my comment still stands. No one deserves this, least of all you. Yeah, you're right. Okay, I can do this. I'm gonna be real, I think I accidentally skipped that dialogue in my original playthrough, so I'm not sure if I've seen that before. That being said, I'm pretty sure we've gotten most of, if not all of the strawberries here. We might be missing 1 or 2. In fact, I know there's this one we still haven't gotten. Once again, just shoot the orb into a random direction and boom, you get a strawberry. Bringing us up to around 120. So I know we've gotten at least most of them since there are 31 strawberries in this area. Also, the paths close up once you get the keys from them, just so you don't end up retreading your path, which I can appreciate. So, I'm gonna pop that and not get killed by that. Also, did we actually lure him into the wall yet? I don't remember doing that. So let's get this boy to chase us. Alright, yeah, know it? I know we haven't, so we still haven't done this. Because you actually need to get rid of that wall we just got rid of. Or maybe not. Am I crazy? Have we already lured him into the wall we need to lure him into? Oh, I'm just going crazy. That's fine. That's completely fine. Let me try this again. Really? Huh. I really am just going insane, I guess. This is a huge level, so it is hard to figure your way around. Oh, anyway, now that we have this key, we can move on, so... I believe we've gotten all the strawberries. I really hope we've gotten all the strawberries, because this is a huge area. So we can ride this circle all the way through now that we've unlocked those 2 little gates, and make our way onwards. Use the 3rd key to get to the strawberry up here. And I'm not sure if that actually lights up and shows you it's here unless you have that key. So if you didn't find all the keys originally, it might not be clear where that last strawberry is if you're missing it. Just a word of caution. Also, this boy is definitely staying on our case. Shouldn't be too many strawberries for the remainder of the level. I'm pretty sure we've gotten most of them, if not all of them, actually. Alright, moving on. I think we just have a straight shot for the rest of the level. Walking straight off the edge. It seems to be a problem with me in this Let's Play, just not paying attention and walking straight out. Okay. So this is a area where you might not be 100% sure what to do. Okay, well, I didn't really pull it off there, but you can see what you need to do. Need to lure him into that to show you where the key is. That one can be pretty hard to find your original playthrough. Took me a while for sure. Moving onwards, and we've reached the last checkpoint. I believe that means we only have one strawberry to go. I know I'm basing it a lot on strawberries, but this is just a really bad stage for that. Theo, I finally found you. I knew you'd make it. I wasn't easy. Are those monsters really coming from inside me? Madeline, that's a valid question. I'll be happy to discuss how the monsters relate to your inner self, but right now my inner self is real sick of being stuck in this crystal. Oh, right. Don't worry, I'll break you out. Well, this is a solid start, but this crystal is like an expression of my negative psychic energy, or whatever. Yeah, but how do we break it? If I knew why I trapped myself in this thing, maybe I could bust out. But I don't. And I don't think I can get to the bottom of it while we're stuck in this nightmare dimension. I hate to say it, but you might have to... Theo, don't even think about that. I am not leaving you behind. Hell no, you better not leave me in this place. I was gonna say you might have to carry me. Oh, yeah, I can do that. This next section's a little weird, like, we are very strong for just a girl. It's odd. Dang girl, you can lift. Yeah, he's got a point. But, this brings me into our next topic here. Also, actually... Okay, I know if you listen to the song, you can actually hear backwards lyrics. And if I get the chance, I'll let you listen to them. And I'll, like, unbackwards it. Eventually, they come in. Anyway, all these eyeballs you see around, these are not because of Madeline. These are because of Theo, as you could probably imagine. A lot of people have theorized it's because he has an obsession with his Instapics followers, and, you know, the whole world has their eyes on him, and he feels like he needs to impress them to feel any kind of reason, basically. He has the world giving him admiration through likes and follows and whatnot on Instagram. It is a message. It's quite the message for a game, so... Also, these guys are going to be constantly chasing us. I like this section as well. It's kind of just like a section where we're trying to get through all these areas with Leo and his little crystal. You can use them to break the switches. You have to take him through to unlock that last door you see there. So I believe we want to take this top path, throw him over there, press our key here. Yeah, anything you can do, Leo can pretty much do, as long as you throw him into the right spot. Plus, you can pull off some pretty nifty tricks, throwing him around everywhere. Also, I'm pretty sure that monster just like straight 180'd without having to charge up. Also, one tiny thing, you can just straight up press the buttons if you're carrying Theo. I've been calling him Leo, haven't I? I'm silly. Anyway, we need to... Ugh, it's hard. You need to jump off of him and throw Theo up there to get the strawberry. Now you're just showing off. Yeah, it's really weird. It makes me think, like, what is the rest of the world? How do they see Madeline's powers? Like, obviously, like, no normal girl should be able to, or no normal person. I'm not even just gonna say I'm helping. I'm not just gonna say girls, but no normal person would be able to pick up a crystallized friend this easily. And obviously, like, she has dashing powers. She has so much. It's like, and Theo's just kind of cool with it. I don't know. It's just like, what? Is this normal in this world, or what? I'm not sure. You can also dash downwards while you're carrying Theo. And that's pretty much because you drop him if you duck, so you can do a quick down dash without having to drop him, just in case you ever needed to use it for something, such as this. Quickly getting through that room with no scars, and I believe we've gotten all the strawberries in the level, so we don't have to worry about those. Interesting. Okay, yeah, just get out of the way of him real quick. And close the door. That's really fun. I like closing the door on him while he's chasing me. It's just nice. This one's a bit of one of the more interesting puzzles. You have to throw him onto there, because if you didn't notice earlier, Theo does go through spikes, so we have to be close. I can feel it. Alright, now it's just kind of choosing your path through the levels. Well, several ways you could choose to do this. I'm going to throw him right back up there, jump straight up through, and get to the end like that. Oh, that was close. I think we're just about on the end here. So, we have one last struggle. All these doors closing behind us, constantly being pushed back by, can you guess what? It's a giant eyeball. Yeah, this really is supposed to be more of Theo's fears rather than Madeline's, which is a good show of character. Alright, and after that, we've completed the stage. I love this picture here. And of course, Theo clutching onto only his phone and nothing else. Alright, and with that we've gotten... Oh, you're kidding, I missed 2 of them? We really have to go back for them. Oh, I thought we had all of them too. Man, okay. Nope, not moving on yet. What did we miss then? One in the first section, that's surprising, and then one in the second section. Alright, well I'm going to work my way through this and try and find these, so I'll see you in a jiff. Alright, so the first strawberry was pretty much just a room we forgot to go in this first section. Like, you remember this room? It's right when we started this little offside section here. Yeah, we literally just forgot to go in this room. So this one's a pretty easy one. Just, alright. It's a pretty easy one, and then immediately dies. Dash through here, and dash downwards. It's pretty difficult, one of the more difficult ones here, but definitely not one we should have missed. So, I'm going to go ahead and return to the map. Okay, hold on. Also, oh, we missed the second to last one. I remember that being one of the hardest ones for me to find. No, not restart the chapter. I'm trying to think of which one it was, because I know it stood out in my mind because it was so hard to find. But I remember it actually being pretty easy once it was figured out. Alright, I'm going to just go out and try to find it. Oh, here it is. Okay, so for reference, we're like right before the room with the cassette tape. It's right up here. Wow. Can't believe I missed that one. That one's kind of crazy. Although it is in the top corner. So just, you know, for reference, we're in here. We come in here from the huge room that we had to come in from the bubble. The room below, like it's down here. Like, okay. I know a lot of the level design is similar. I'm not sure how much of that is actually not pointless of showing, just because like if you don't play the game yourself, I'm not sure if you're going to be getting a good idea of the layout. That kind of happens to me when I watch like 3D platformers that I've never played, like Banjo-Kazooie. I kind of get lost in the levels because I just never played it myself. Anyway, that does it. So those stars are for full clears if you complete it the entire time in your first run through. I guess not your first run through, but just in one run through. I don't think that's really going to be required for me showing off everything in this game. I'm not going to go for the full clears. There's not really a reason for that. All it is a lot of memorization. Alright, and it's kind of spoiling the name of the next chapter, but just if you're curious of seeing all the stats, and we have 5 crystal hearts right now, which is a good amount to have, considering we have all of them. I forgot about the Pico 8 machine. We'll have to do that eventually. But just if you're curious about the stats now, it might be interesting to compare them from the first episode, which was like barely a week ago, so you can see how much the stats change if you want. Anyway, that's chapter 5, one of my favorite chapters. Next episode, we'll be taking on Reflections, and it has one of my favorite openings to a chapter in the whole game. So I'll see you all then, and goodbye. That was a voice crack.